Hello, everybody. Another Unfiltered live stream. I have people with me, and people are here, which is very good. We have Cut the Craggle.
Hello.
Joe Chambers.
Hello.
And Professor Spacetime.
Whoa.
How are we all doing today, gentlemen?
Recovering, but doing okay.
Yeah, I've heard that you've been vacating areas of your internal system at a rapid rate.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the plus side to that is that you've got no shit left to talk about. So
I got nothing. I got nothing. No, it was. I'm recovering. I'm doing okay now. Thankfully, the headache has gone away. But yeah, I had a stomach flu. My wife and I did. We got it from our 5-year-old.
Oh no!
Oh, lovely.
So I haven't been able to do anything in the last couple of days. So I'm just kind of like getting back to normalcy. And I thought, hey, what a great thing to do on a Saturday than to talk to a bunch of psychopaths about Lego.
I prefer the term sociopath personally.
So, yeah, I do too. Sociopath is probably more accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, how are y'all doing?
Good, thanks, mate. I'm good. It's a Saturday. I'm here. I got a new clock.
Huh.
What do you think?
Is it Lego though?
No, but it's Star Wars.
Okay.
And it's made out of a vinyl record.
Oh.
It's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Lady Sam got it for me as a early Valentine's Day present.
What's she done wrong? She clearly is being guilty about something.
She's done nothing wrong because she is perfect in every way, and I'd like to sleep in the bed tonight.
There it is.
I don't know what it is. You are correct. Yes. This is my Star Wars thing that I finished the last couple days, though.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a heavy modification of the exclusive Lego, or what was it? San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah.
I'm building 2 of these. So there was the first one.
So we have a few people with us in the chat today. We have Mrs. Craggle.
Hello, Mrs. Craggle.
We have Lady Sam B. We have Clicking Cliff.
Hey.
We have Jacob Neely.
Jacob Neely is here. We can get started.
We have this guy.
Oh, that guy, yeah. He's a good-looking fellow, I gotta say. You know, I'm straight, but if I wasn't, yeah. I'll be all over him like a tramp on hot chips.
But what seems to be happening right now is there seems to be some kind of debate about Taco Bell.
Is that what caused Joe's exodus of the
of the innards? No, but I will say, Sam, that I am somewhat of an expert on Taco Bell. I worked at Taco Bell when I was in high school. Worked there for about a year. So
and do you agree with Jacob?
About what?
That it's been an abomination. I think that's a bit harsh.
For a Mexican restaurant, it's a failure. But as a fast food restaurant, I have to give it mad props. There's nothing more satisfying than a cheesy gordita crunch when you're in that mood.
Do you know what? On that note, let's add another guest.
Oh no! Please don't! No!
Roman.
Satisfying for when you're in that mood. It's Scott.
Hey,
Hello,
Daddy's home. Or should I say Granddaddy's home?
Granddaddy's home. Hello, everybody.
How are
Peter,
you
did you
today,
just wake
Scott?
up? Yeah.
No, I've actually been out doing stuff. I just
Okay.
have unkempt hair.
You have that windblown look.
Yeah.
How
But
are
yeah,
you today, Scott?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing good.
All the better for
Okay.
seeing you, my dear.
What was that, Crackle?
I said all the better for seeing you, my dear.
Well, you too.
I don't know what that means, but okay. No.
Okay. By the way, thanks
It means
for
I
the
think he's a
graphic
silver fox. That's what it
images.
means.
Okay, not all at once, kids.
Okay, Joe, I
Yes.
don't want any more details about your last week, okay?
Let's just say I understand. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
You don't want. But to the rest of you, both ends simultaneously.
Oh,
I asked
great.
this. I said this to Sam. I said, "What's it like through the front door, the back door?" And he said, "Oh, just the back door." And well, that's not too bad. It's when you got to come out of both you got to worry about.
Oh, man.
How long have we been going? 7 minutes.
Yeah, us too.
Okay. Here's the funniest part is we were at an open house for a school we're thinking about sending Clark to in the fall.
Yeah.
And they had pizza there. And my wife, Emily, was like, hold on, I need to go to the bathroom. So Clark and I were just sitting there eating pizza. And then all of a sudden I get a call from Emily. And I'm like, hello? She's like, I'm in the bathroom. It all came out both sides at once. Can you run home and get some clothes for me? And I'm like,
Oh, no.
serious? She's like, yeah, it's everywhere. I can't come out. I'm like, okay. So Clark and I got in the car. We ran home, came back. And I'm like,
What did you
they-
drive? Did you drive a Flintstones car?
no,
You got in the RV and you ran home.
we ran home. Yeah. No, but I'm like, oh, thank goodness I don't have this. Oh, that looks horrible. 4 hours later, I was just ejection seat, get everything out.
See, this is the test of true friendship, being able to discuss these kind of things.
I
Yeah,
know, but it's just
it's a test to a marriage, too.
If it didn't happen like that, I'd just be like, no, I'm going to keep this to myself. But that was funny.
Joy, it's got to be terrible though when you're out and about, like when you're not in least the confines of your own home. You know,
Oh, yeah. So let me be clear. I'm not making fun of my wife. I'm saying that was just an awful situation.
yeah.
Do you know what?
I mean, I'll make fun of your wife for you if you want me to.
That's how I felt.
Don't make me bring her in here to defend herself.
Right. Don't make me.
Don't make me do it. Oh. So anyway, we liked the school, but we're not sure if we can handle the PTSD of dropping Clark off there every day next
Yeah.
year.
Plus, was it their pizza as well? Of course, there.
It was pizza. It was technically defined as pizza. So
I mean, that's the experience I have with pizza.
It was made with the flesh of the people who didn't get into that school.
yeah, pretty much. Anyway, Scott, I won't talk about it anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Let me tell you some more details.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just real happy to be feeling good right now, and happy to see you guys. So,
Now
We're
that,
happy to see you.
yeah.
Oh, we're very happy to see you, Joe.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I saw the mosaic. you
Yes.
posted. It's looking pretty good.
Thank you. I'm doing tests on how to keep things that big together. So,
Yeah.
I think what I might be going for is actually more of a tensile structure, like hanging it from the top and letting it hang down. Because Lego is really good at that, but not so much like supporting from below.
Well, not that size.
Yeah.
And you might want to get some of the hook hanging pieces from the art line, because it's basically pieces that snap in with Technic, and you can basically hang pictures on them. So just look at the parts list for any of the mosaics.
Okay.
And you get a couple of those to hang.
I'm definitely going to use I'm very sorry about this, but I'm probably going to use a wooden frame to hold it up.
That's fair.
Sorry.
I mean, technically, if you found some old vintage Lego toys and then, like, cut them up, it would still be a Lego set.
That's true. Okay.
If you cut one of those Lego wooden ducks to pieces,
yeah,
good one.
Anything stupid?
Yeah. I think some toy collectors would actually murder me, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I'll put it on you.
if they come at you, just aim your wife at them.
You know what we say over here in the UK? You got to risk it for a biscuit, mate.
Or me. It was also me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I went flying this week.
I saw that.
I saw your video.
Yeah, it's a really good video.
Hey,
Isn't it amazing?
It reminds me of why I don't live in Idaho. The land of desolation.
Sure, I was watching it though and looking at the quality of the footage that you had space time, and it just made me think that it must have been only about 7 or 8 years ago. I was working on this TV production, and they had to hire a special helicopter that had this camera fitted at the front, and they had to get a special cameraman to sit with the DOP to tell him like what he wanted to get these aerial shots of a car basically going down this coastal road in Wales. And nowadays you could do that with a drone. Do you know what I mean? It's insane.
So,
Now that my job is I actually work on drones, it's really interesting the kinds of technical issues you run into designing those things. It's very fascinating. Some of those things I can't talk about. So
I was going to say, yeah.
What was that?
I was going to say, I'm sure that you're on a top secret basis.
I know. I was going to say your drones are less likely to sort of take cool selfies of space-time sitting next to his buddy, and more likely to sort of bomb people in bunkers.
No. I only work on reconnaissance stuff. I didn't think I could.
So you're just telling people where to go bomb the bunkers.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, he's the eye in the sky.
I know you can't tell us, but you can nod your head if Eye in the Sky is real, a movie.
No, no. Knowing the people that work on these things, nothing you think of like, oh, the government has these amazing technology. No, it's just a bunch of nerds working on little airplanes.
Do you know what? That's one thing I learned by being in the military. Everybody says you'll work on cutting edge technology. Boom. Get to my first station. There's a CRT monitor with cathode ray tube and stuff like that. They go, excellent, because I know how to fix that.
So, I mean, it's fascinating. I don't know if you guys. I'm pretty sure Britain has the same kind of thing, but we have ITAR regulations.
Yeah.
Okay, and those kind of limit like a lot of different things, but the amount of stuff that has to go into like. It's where you get the joke of like, how can a hammer cost $10,000? Well, it's because it has to be standardized, and they have to have training behind using this hammer, and they have to ensure that everything that goes into that hammer, you can tell where it comes from.
Yep.
And I knew all this, but now I'm getting more and more into that, and it's fascinating.
And then, and
Yeah,
only
ITAR
then,
regulation.
can they say, it's hammer time.
Good night, everybody. I gotta go.
Because it's also the ITAR regulations that controls who works for companies like that.
Yep.
Which is why I could, if I was sponsored by someone, end up over there because I have UK security clearance. Second of all, well, Americans will love me over there, so.
Oh yeah. You'd be surprised what you could get away with an actual British accent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talk your way in.
Yeah. Seriously. Yes.
You could get the villain role in any American action movie ever.
Yeah.
Surprisingly less. Surprisingly, yes, you could play an Imperial on any of the Star Wars movies.
You know the actor Brian Cox?
Yes.
He was once asked, why is it that so many British actors go to America and get roles as bad guys? And he said it's because the Americans have this inherent fear of intelligence.
Do you know what? I will back that up.
At one point in my life, I would have argued that point with you. Let's move on. Anyway, Peter.
Yeah.
What kind of drone do you have? Like, I'm just curious.
I have a DJI Mavic Mini 2.
How far can you go with that? I mean, it looked like you were going pretty far away.
I know. On the box, it says it has video transmission up to 10 kilometers.
Wow.
But however, you're supposed to stay in line of sight of it.
Okay. Well,
I mean, you could be in line of sight if it wasn't for, like, the curvature of the Earth.
Just a small issue.
But yeah, no, it was the first time I flew it in a couple of years. And I really, like, looking back at the footage, it's like I really wanted to get down closer to the water where it was frozen over.
mm-hmm.
I was just flying really high. And then I started getting gutsy, like flying under the bridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just getting comfortable again.
Gotcha. That's a nice little, yeah. I'm just looking at it right now.
It's currently on sale at Costco for $400.
Huh. That looks fun. Anyway.
It's a nice area there because when Scott took me up to Idaho City when I was there, we pulled over in that exact lay-by, and Scott said, "Oh, let's go outside and have a look, take some pictures." And I said, "As if that reservoir is actually all frozen over."
Yeah, water level is extremely low.
You don't say.
Yeah.
I guess it's that time of year.
Yeah.
Well, and the snowpack was so low. I mean,
Yeah. At one point, I joked around with my brother-in-law. Everybody in Utah complains about, oh, we're in the middle of a drought, blah, blah, blah. They want us to conserve our water, la, la, la. You live in a desert. At some point, you need to lower your standards, all right?
But is your front yard green?
Yeah. I mean,
that's what's important, right?
What is that with the Americans with their grass, like their lawns? Why are they so obsessed with them?
know.
I hate it.
It's like the lyrics of I've heard this joke before. It's like the lyrics of Bohemian Rhapsody. It's just something you don't know where you learned it from.
I would let my yard die if the HOA wouldn't find me.
Wow.
And the lady who runs our HOA is a piece of work.
I was going to say,
And-
haven't got homeowners associations that will come round and write you angry letters.
It is my life goal that if I win the lottery, I want to buy every house on this block except for hers, and then just paint all the houses ridiculous colors. Like, I am now the HOA.
I have made fire.
And then I can be like, you can do whatever you want. But
Well, and like rent
this
them
is your
out
life
to,
now.
you know, friends and just pay them to have parties, right? So that it's nice and loud.
And I'll be like, I bet this wasn't how you're expecting to spend your twilight, was it?
Wow.
Scott, you forgot the first step in that plan. Peter needs to find some friends.
Oh, wow. Oh, levels.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say what you could do is paint a letter of the alphabet on every single one of the house, like a massive of the alphabet, and then make sure that her house, because you don't own it, you can't paint it. On either side is the N and the P, because then that way, then she becomes known as the secret O.
I'm still processing the joke. I don't get it.
Or you can make it Christmas themed, and she would be the L. So okay, bye.
Wait, when did Beavis and Butthead join the stream?
I'm a secret Beavis. I don't know.
That laugh just made me think of Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So I'm actually going on a trip to Pennsylvania at the end of the month.
Oh, you
Really?
are?
Yeah,
I didn't even know you had anything to do with Pennsylvania.
I know. It's a big surprise to me. I'm like, I can't believe it's happening.
So you're going home?
Yeah, I'm going home.
Awesome.
I was checking the airline tickets, and I'm like, I finally have enough money to take some time off. So I got tickets for $320 round trip.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Very low.
yeah. So I'm leaving on Thursday the 24th, but I'll be back the following Monday. So it's a short window. I would have to stay for almost the whole entire another week if I wanted to keep the price that low.
So what part of Pennsylvania are you going to?
A place called Somerset, Southwest.
You know the YouTuber BrickKeeper, basically where he lives.
I don't know that YouTuber.
Oh yeah, you can tell Greg I'm coming. And,
He stopped talking to me after I introduced you to him.
oh, I'm sorry.
Huh. I don't know how to take that.
So I guess it's going to be a very awkward surprise then.
So what prompted you to you're gonna be
I haven't been home in about 8 years.
wow.
So that and just having the money to do it now. And then also my grandfather's probably not going to be around too much longer.
Okay.
So
It's time.
yeah.
It is time.
Was that a Lion King reference?
It was because Clark watched The Lion King for the first time yesterday, and that's
Please
been
tell me you're talking about the animated version, right?
the animated version. And then this morning, he was like, "What's this other one?" And I'm like, "It's the quote unquote live version that I haven't seen." It is a shot for shot remake of the cartoon,
But done poorly.
but done
Yeah.
poorly.
I was really excited for it because I love what they did with the Jungle Book, but The Lion King. Do you know what's more frustrating about it is that it's a shot-for-shot remake, apart from my favorite scene, which is "Be Prepared." When they just kind of like rush over that whole sequence, you know.
Right.
I wanted to see goose stepping hyenas. I feel like I was shortchanged.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't stick around to watch the whole thing. I just watched like the first 10, 15 minutes.
Well, you're a wiser man than me.
I don't think your kid would have watched all of it, did he?
He might still be watching it right now for all I know.
Oh, okay, because I was like, I'm
What
pretty sure
did you do? Strap him to a chair, Malcolm McDowell style?
So, Scott, I need to drop these off for you at the point.
Anytime.
Whoa.
Anytime.
Anytime.
What are those pieces? I've never seen those before.
That's a brand new.
Wait, are they?
No, I'm being ridiculous because you were.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm trying to be funny and okay, never mind.
he said they're brand new. I really have been on for ages. It's funny. I feel like the person to the least amount of talking here is Sam, and it's his stream.
I'm just happy to let the conversation go.
Are we?
I mean, it's like last week, except nobody's mentioned Republic gunships yet. You know.
I was just gonna ask. Are we allowed to talk about?
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Are we allowed to talk about what space time?
Book of Boba Fett.
I'm guessing, Scott, are you caught up yet?
Not with the last one, but they've. But I saw it. Remember, you guys were all telling me how it changes, and it does. But I haven't watched the finale yet. But don't worry, because Twitter's kind of ruined it. So.
Oh.
No.
But I will watch it at some point. But obviously, maybe the contract didn't say that the guy that did Boba Fett would be around or something. I mean, it's just like he just disappears.
Yeah. So is that a guess? Are we talking about it?
Sure.
Yes, we can talk about it, but just one tiny little bitty second first, because we have another guest.
Oh, no.
F1.
This stream is about to get crazy.
No. Who is it?
It's the guy who lives in Iowa, I think. I want to say Iowa.
I thought it was Ohio.
Ohio?
Yes, Ohio.
There we go. Yeah, second try.
He lives in
Second try.
America.
I knew what I was doing. It's Mr. Bradford.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
It's Sam Bree.
How's everybody doing?
The party.
Good.
Good.
The goatee is getting very sharp. I'm getting impressed.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
he's
learning how to like style it.
he's a music major.
Gotta
So
get that curve up at the bottom. That'd be kind of cute.
Does it help with your embouchure?
No,
No.
not at all.
anyway,
So, back to Book of Boba Fett.
So, if you're in a desperate battle situation and you had a chance to go get something to change the tide of the battle, would you A, go get your fire spray gunship that can blow the heck out of everything, or B, an organic creature which you've never ridden before or learned how to ride, but you said you wanted to learn how to ride?
Like a bantha.
In all fairness, he hasn't been in the last two episodes, so he probably was learning how to ride it then.
Yes, but this is also a TV show of show, don't tell.
Yep. Well, I feel like this TV show did a lot of telling rather than showing.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know what? To say I didn't enjoy the finale would be untrue. I did enjoy it. Was I underwhelmed by it? Absolutely. But I don't see how I couldn't be because of how much the show went off the rails in the last couple of episodes.
I don't get it. Like, I feel like they just got lazy and didn't know how to shoot action anymore.
I have
Because
heard
it's like-
that this might also be down to COVID.
Yeah, because when the reinforcements come from Freetown / Most Pelgo or whatever you want to call it, I'm like, oh, cool, you got 5 bodies that are gonna die in 2 seconds, and it's like, I'm like, that wasn't reinforcements. And then the whole entire thing with Fennec Shan, it's like they forgot about what she was doing. So after the battle was over, they were like, oh, let's go to the bad guy's office, and everyone's gonna die from a mysterious shadow off screen. And she
Yeah,
does
I kind of feel like that
absolutely-
should have been Boba doing that, you know?
Yeah, and like she wasn't. They didn't show her do anything. All she did was walk into the room. Then and like, wow, that was cool.
But also, she was meant to go and do it to sort of help them stop the battle. And
Right.
There didn't seem like a sense of urgency, and by the time we saw it, it was like it felt like to me like it was meant to be like days later or something because they already had reports of what had happened and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
It would have made more sense if they kept her in the battle, and then later on, then we cut to the gangsters, and they're taken down, and then Boba Fett's there, and he's like taking out the competition. He is now the what they call it, the Doma or something.
yeah, the Major Domo.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh wait, no, that was the Twi'lek's position.
Pronounce it Twi'lek.
Twi'lek, yeah.
I always pronounce it Twi'lek.
Ah, potato.
Yeah, exactly.
I always say Boba Fett because in the UK he was always known as Boba Fett. But
Boba Fett?
yeah, Bob.
Okay. All right.
Because, like I said before, Bo in the UK is slang for body odor, so calling anyone Boba just sounds silly. Plus,
Okay.
in all fairness, if you watch Attack of the Clones, Django calls him Boba, the Kaminoans call him Boba, and that's really the only time that he's clearly called anything on screen because in Return of the Jedi is kind of muffled.
Yeah.
And then when in Mandalorian Season 2, I noticed Tamara Morrison, he calls himself Boba Fett, but in this one he calls himself Boba Fett, so I wonder if someone's corrected him like between 2 series.
Well, George
Yeah.
Lucas didn't correct him.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Disney Star Wars now, you know, so
Yes, of course.
like the one problem I have when I was thinking about this is what kind of back to tank is that? Because it just seems to like be like a resurrection machine, and I just kind of feel like how scarred Boba Fett was to how he's healed. I just think if that exists, then surely Darth Vader would need to be in so much pain, you know?
And it's like no one dies anymore. I just want people to die. You know?
Yeah. It's Marvel. It's not Star Wars anymore.
Turn it into a ringtone.
It's basically just Marvel now at this point, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, what you save Cobb Vanth in the back the tank, and it's like, what are you going to do? Give him his own show?
I would have
was the
preferred
point
that.
of
You know, I love the character Cobb Vanth, and I think Timothy Oliphant owned it, but it would have had more weight if he had been killed. Because now it's like we know Cobb Vanth didn't die, and he's going to have some sort of cybernetic upgrades now from that guy who I think is only in it because he's a famous musician in America right now or something.
I don't even know who he is, but
The Thundercats, which I think of Thundercats, I think of oh.
but so does that mean Cad Bane's alive too now?
Well, this is the other thing. They're saying that the thing on his chest is a heart monitor, and that was still beeping, so that means that he's still actually alive. So it's like, so basically, no one dies in the finale apart from the 2 Gamorrean guards.
Oh no, they're alive. They're in their back to tanks too.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
Like I was upset when they killed off the Wookiee. I can't remember his name. Begins with K. But again, it was still a cool death. And then he just comes back, and he's getting like shot left, right, and center, and yet he's still somehow alive. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
It just made no sense to me.
it's
And I
funny.
also hate as well that everyone tells Boba what to do. Like he's like, I'm gonna go back to my fortress because that's a good place to defend. And then these, millennials tell him, no, you gotta stay here and be seen with the people. And he's like, yeah, okay, then that's a good idea. I wouldn't have minded that decision if it was more like he was being advised to go back to his fortress and he said, no, I'm gonna stay here with the people.
I I really feel like the Rancor caused more collateral damage than Slave 1 would have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
But they wanted Baby Yoda to stop the Rancor and then force him next to it because that was a cute scene.
and that's so dumb. It's like they've ruined 2 shows. Because it's like the whole entire point of the Mandalorian was to keep Grogu safe, go be with his own people, not necessarily the Jedi, but
well, the whole season 2 was about basically your princess is in another castle, getting him to the Jedi.
Right, and now it's like, oh, okay, he doesn't want to be here, and it's
And
like,
also, I'm not being funny. I know it was absolutely down to budgetary constraints, but how much of a letdown was it when the cockpit opens and Luke Skywalker wasn't in his X-wing? He just sent R2 back with Grogu. It was like, really? Would Luke even do that? Like, you know, you don't want to train with me? Well, fine then. R2, take this bitch home, you know?
yeah. And it's like, how did he know where to send him?
Exactly, yeah.
Did R2 just go around the outer rim, be like, oh, I've been here before. I'm a good Uber driver.
I just don't understand how much they nerfed Boba Fett in the show. Like in the flashbacks, there were some really cool sequences, but you compare him, and I've rewatched the sequence to how he is, you know, in Mandalorian season 2 when he comes in and he obliterates all those stormtroopers and literally has them running away in fear, to how he is in this show, and it's just light and day, and there's no explanation for it.
I just feel really bad because 7 weeks ago I was praising Favreau and Filoni, and now it's just like, you're just a bunch of hacks.
I still have faith in them, but at the same time, I feel like this was an absolute mess.
So, Neely, how you doing, buddy?
He's back.
He's back. And yeah, he and I have the same opinion.
Yeah, we touched on this last time, and you say he was overrated, and I said that's like that's such a popular opinion that it's become the inverse now.
So,
Yeah.
does Max Rebo have a back to tank?
What?
Are we gonna have Max Rebo back for season 2?
But he wasn't in the Sanctuary when it blew up, so it's like
okay.
I reckon they're gonna have him as the big bad. Like he was secretly like, you know, the one who told him.
So he's gonna walk in and shoot Boba Fett and be like, "This is my throne now."
But the other thing I don't understand is why did Jabba the Hutt have a humanoid shape and size back to tank anyway?
See, I think they bought it because, because it was part of that scene that didn't match up with the present. They're like, we're gonna need a back to tank.
Oh, okay.
And I just assumed they went and bought it somewhere.
I remember she says when he's climbing out the Scarlac and he's like, she pours water over and says, you know, you need a back to tank.
Yeah,
because all the acid is literally burning him even more. I just don't understand. Like, we keep getting told all the Tusken Raiders, you know, showed them the way of honor, but I feel like that was too fleeting, and we didn't really get to see like him be cold before that because like he was going to help the Rodian.
And I'm gonna go back with there is no reason to have parallel storytelling other than to make the present day stuff tolerable.
Oh man!
Because if you would have reorganized this and had the first 2 episodes as the flashbacks, you would have had a really bad 3rd and 4th episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so as someone who hasn't even started watching this yet, are you guys just telling me not to bother?
No, I would say watch it because there's some stuff in there which is going to be like, you know, required reading now for Mandalorian season 3.
All right.
And in all fairness, I mean, me and Sixton said the flashback stuff in the first few episodes is great, but there's just not enough of it. Really, I feel like the whole series could have been about that, and it could have ended with, you know, catching up to how he was in Mandalorian season 2. And if they did another one, that would see where he was afterwards, because the present day stuff was garbage, and that they tried tying it in to his past, but it just didn't work. And again, it goes back to what Space Time was saying. They were telling us rather than showing us.
Okay.
And it was really weird. That first episode was so promising. They were setting up so much symbolism with the born in the deserts of Camino being an ocean, and now that Tatooine used to have oceans, but it's all dried up. It's like, oh, some nice symbolism going on here.
So
It's all wasted.
So the thing I liked about the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian, the thing that I give it a lot of credit for is that it wasn't, for once, it wasn't like, all right, what we do here, the entire galaxy hinges on it.
Well, that's still very much the same case.
Okay. Nowadays, I give something a lot of credit when they do that, where it's like every single Marvel movie is the entirety of humanity hangs in the balance here.
Yeah.
A million lives are going to be
No,
lost.
I would say watch the series for one episode in particular that is both a kind of classic Western train robbery scene and also at the same time a homage to Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that was superb.
And the first episode of The Mandalorian is actually good. But
yes, but it is a Mandalorian episode. It's not a Book of Boba Fett episode.
Okay. All right.
Nearly says it's worth it overall. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, overall, it's still better than a lot of TV shows I've watched. It's just disappointing considering the potential and also what we've had previously from these people.
Exactly. It's like, I guess I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Exactly. To me, though, what gets me is a lot of the defenders of this show, particularly with how Boba was nerfed, are saying, "Oh, but he's weaker because of his injuries at the Scarlac." I'm like, but we saw in Mandalorian season 2 before the back tank kicking ass. Even in the flashbacks with the Tusken Raiders, he's kicking ass. Then suddenly he can't even stand on his own 2 feet without people helping him. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm excited.
I also feel like Cad Bane should have been introduced sooner.
Other than that, it's a great show.
So I wanted to ask Sam, what are you working on there? Modification to the Saturn V?
So I have Adam's update for the Saturn V, and around this inner stage, he had the design I had built from had square little tiles, and I just changed them to the quarter circle pieces.
Okay.
And then I've missed a couple of these 1x4 red axles.
Okay.
So I ordered a couple, and there's a couple
Cool.
spots, but they're buried behind all the ECS stuff, so I'll have to
So has
tear it
Adam
apart.
published his instructions yet for those updates?
Adam?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, so you just kind of inferred it from the.
Yeah, it was no. So I talked to him and got the design, like the studio file, but I built it off of the official instructions referencing the model that he made, which was a pain in the ass. Because I'd get to it, I'm like, well, I don't have the parts to do this. And then it was a complex structure to get it to fit in. It took a long time.
So I told Adam I'd help him with instructions on that, and then life happened, and I haven't got it around to helping him with that.
Yeah, he was going to help you, and then he had a phone call from his wife.
From the bathroom.
You weren't here for that, Sam. We were talking about shitting a lot.
Well,
Not talking about it a lot, but shitting a lot.
Okay.
And he means literally, not figuratively.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
no, this wasn't we weren't, yeah. Both ends. I've been sick over the last couple days. So
That's right.
So you have the studio file too,
Me?
Joe?
I'm sure I have it somewhere. I do not. I'd have to look for it,
I'm
Scott.
feeling hurt.
Why? Why?
Because I want to make those mods too. I also feel hurt that I haven't built a LUT yet, so I've got to get on that.
You should feel hurt about that, Scott. I've got 2 of them.
The broke
Hey,
college
but I
kid
did
built one.
finish.
The broke college kid built one.
Broke college kid.
I did finish.
yeah.
Ah, dang it! You got me on that one, bud. You got me on that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I-
We've already
it's
established.
funny.
Come on, we've already established. Scott hasn't got long left. He's got to pick and choose now what he builds because there's only a finite amount of time.
He's got such little time left. He's close to death. He's knocking on the door.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
I love you, Scott.
That's
one
a lot
the
of
things I really like about it is the doors are very difficult to open because there's too much friction. I am very close to getting a drill and just opening up these
Do it.
grabbers so that it opens easier. But
Don't do it.
anyway, it's a fascinating build. I love it. Now I think I need to do the launch platform for this, so that it's basically everything is in the scale.
The mobile launcher, you mean?
Yeah.
Is that's like a 1-to-110? Wait, no, it is 1-to-110. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that King's Nuts?
It looks like his older design,
Okay.
I think.
A bunch of nerds.
And then of course I put landing gear on,
Yeah, I saw that.
so that'll be part of the kit someday.
So, how many different scales of shuttle do you have?
Well, I got rid of one to make.
I have 2.
Yeah, I've got this. I've got this. I've got Scott. I've got the original kit.
Not a competition.
I've got several of them.
I
Yeah.
have this.
Hey, that
Yeah.
counts.
Little baby.
It's a little I did good from Scott.
Oh, I got one of those too.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear that? He's cheating on you. He told you that was just for you. He gets them to all the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only you, Craggle.
You told me that was your grandmother's shuttle.
So, Scott, are you going to be home after the stream?
What?
Are you going to be home this afternoon after this stream?
Yes.
Okay, I can drop some stuff off for you,
Okay.
including your go-kart.
Oh, here you can look at my. This will be my next kit. Soon to be issued. So it's a racing cart. And yes, I know it's out of scale, but I know the first thing a kid's going to want to do is
It's
put
the
a minifig.
stick.
It is Stig.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think
I like
these
it.
will retail for 20.
They're cool. I like it.
Very nice.
And styled aesthetic will carry it at the SROMA events. So,
Oh, well done.
me and Heidi, we're on, besties.
And I've got the prototype.
Uh-oh. Man, I wish my Lego interests went beyond things what go in space. But
Look, LUT never went to space.
you shut your goddamn mouth.
He raises a good point.
You can put anything in the space if you have enough energy.
I mean, look, I even made
No,
my
if you have enough
Well,
back
do you
and
mean
walked
space
into it.
or outer space? Because technically we are in space now, just not
God
outer space.
Damn it, Craggle, I'm trying to make a point.
Space related?
I'm sorry, I would love to let you talk. We just don't have the space on the stream.
Hey, before I forget,
5,000 levels away, Craggle.
did you hear what Ryan Williams said announcing Deadpool 3?
Oh, really? Is that
No.
true, or is that just?
It is true. It's kind of a very Disney comment, and his comment was, first thing, we got to find the guy that killed Bambi's mother.
I gotta be honest. Have you seen the trailer for the new Netflix film with him in called The Adam Project?
That looks pretty cool.
It does look really good, doesn't it?
I like.
Have you
Like
seen
for
the?
years, I didn't like Ryan Reynolds, and recently he's been winning me over. So I messaged an old friend of mine who used to always have these heated debates with me about Ryan Reynolds, and I went, "I think I'm becoming a Ryan Reynolds fan." He's like, "Finally!"
Well, there's 2 Netflix movies. One is what is it, Underground 6, and then Red Notice.
Red Notice, yeah, I still need to see that.
That's a good one.
Free Guy
Again,
was good, and
they're just entertainment, right? They're
yeah, he's kind of almost filling a similar role as like Chris Pratt used to, where he's kind of like the action hero with a sense of self-deprecating humor.
yeah.
Who then in real life becomes an extreme asshole. Wait, sorry. Is that where we were going with that?
No, not quite.
Okay, all right.
I
don't
don't
like
think
Chris
he's there
Pratt,
yet.
I take it.
Oh, I heard an interesting one. So apparently, there was a court blockage of a private airport in Idaho that is long enough to land a 737. So it must be like 15,000 feet private. And it's being developed by the company owned by Bruce Willis.
Okay.
So I think if all the rich friends want to go to Sun Valley, basically.
Yeah. Have you seen he's been in like 11 movies in the past year and a half?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And
I'm guessing like no good ones because I haven't seen any.
No, none of them are good.
He had his own category at the Razzie Awards.
Did he really?
Yeah, literally the worst. It was, I think it was like the worst actor in a movie, and every movie that was selected was one of his.
Isn't he just like? Has he become like the new Nicolas Cage? Because I know Nicolas Cage has done a lot of crap movies, and that was because his I think it was his accountant or something like embezzled all his money, so he's technically broke.
Yeah, he's.
Bruce Willis isn't broke. He's just in crap stuff. It seems.
Yeah, I think that he's just not
he's getting
picking
there.
good movies here.
He's just showing up for a paycheck where he's getting a large portion of the budget and doesn't have to do anything. So it's like, why the hell not?
Jacob says Ryan Reynolds is a Canadian treasure unless you're talking about Green Lantern. Was that a thing? Can't say I ever entertained
Well,
that.
that's exactly when I was like friends with this guy. I still am friends with this guy, but when we were like living in close proximity, that was exactly the kind of thing that was happening. Ryan Reynolds was in a lot of crappy rom-coms. He was in Green Lantern. He was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. So I didn't have a high opinion of him. But in recent years, he has changed that around, and I am very much looking forward to seeing the Adam Project. And I enjoyed Free Guy, even if Free Guy to me did feel like a lot like Ready Player One, mixed with the Lego Movie.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, my version of that is Channing Tatum. I used to hate him in every single movie he was in, and then I saw 21 Jump Street, and I'm like, oh, this guy is funny.
I mean, it was Magic Mike for me.
For me, it was his cameo in This Is the End.
Oh, yeah.
I slot right in there.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's. I honestly, my opinion of someone goes up massively when I can see they can laugh at themselves.
Yeah, seriously. So Scott, you're really working hard on that Titanic, huh?
Yeah.
Man, I've had mine done for like 2 months now. Where have you been?
Oh, come on, he's old.
If you do it, if you do it just for speed, you're missing all the enjoyment.
That is true.
But I agree with you, Peter, that I've added probably 100 parts.
Uh-huh.
Because there's just stuff that's not supported or like things that aren't held together. So I figured out ways to hold things together better, and I probably should have documented it, but
wasn't shaping that stern so pleasing?
Oh, it was so satisfying.
Which one?
The stern, just shaping it.
This one is definitely the most bizarre.
All right, calm down. Okay, there's children watching.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of time improving this.
Yeah.
It needed a lot of help.
I'm trying to act out like a little kid, and you guys are ignoring me.
I heard you. I said, calm down. There are children watching, but, you know.
Yeah. Assuming Neely's still watching, there are children still here.
Savage.
He knows it. Oh, boy. No, I was going to say, Scott, the reason why he says indeed. Scott, the reason why I built the Titanic so fast is because I was trying to run away from all the voices. No, the voices.
The voices.
Keep all the voices from talking to me
He
too
was
much.
trying to avoid an iceberg.
Speaking of Canadian treasures,
Oh, dear.
Scott Hatfield is also a Canadian treasure.
He is a Canadian treasure. That is true.
And Apollo Murders is fabulous.
Oh, okay.
It's a great book. Titan, I just finished Titan.
Okay.
It's a very dark look, and ironically, it was written in '98, and it totally predicts Trump. Totally.
Oh.
But it uses basically chemical because the Nerva has a massive explosion in space, kills 3 astronauts. And then the Russians spent a lot of time filming it because you can see the core. The core is in orbit, basically.
So I never said Nerva was a good idea. I just thought it was a cool idea.
Well, INL, the Idaho National Labs, just did an article about how we could use nukes to go to Mars.
I know
NASA
is actually looking into kind of resurrecting the project, as in like the concept of a nuclear thermal rocket is very sound, and you just have to be able to just test it and knock out all the problems that are associated with it. But yeah, I mean it's sound. You can do it.
It'll be coming to you in a couple of months, guy. So we hear you've got a Lego model. Can you make it bigger?
Well, and that's when I go, well, gentlemen, who says I haven't made my Lego model functional?
I've been just visiting the radioactive part.
My first step at redoing it was hanging it on the wall. The second step was making it work.
Oh dear.
And
What
that's
is it
when
with Americans and nukes? If it's not their friggin' front lawn, it's the nukes. Come on.
Now listen. If you want some good entertainment, look up Operation Plowshare. It was a
Excuse me?
Operation Plowshare.
I thought you were going to say Operation Dumbo Drop.
That sounds like a military code name for a gangbang.
Oh. No, it was a program where they were they were trying to find peaceful civilian applications for nukes. So they were talking about, we could excavate through mountains to have a road go through there, or we can use it for mining, or we can use it to clear forests. And they were like all these different like peaceful uses of nukes.
Not forgetting the one thing it leaves behind.
highly radioactive dust. Yes,
Correct.
But yeah, it comes from that phrase, beating your swords into plowshares, taking your weapons of war and turning them into implements of peace. But I don't know. There's not just the idea of using nukes to, I don't know, excavate a place for a road.
I'm just imagining you dropping a nuke to clear a forest. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll do the job.
I'm not being funny. That wouldn't work in the UK because, like, 5 weeks later, they'd be digging it back up again. What happens if they realize they didn't put a water pipe down? Or
exactly, yeah.
Well,
what are they going to use? They're going to use anti-aircraft missiles to paint the L brick and then I'll double your lines on the side or something.
Well, let's ask our resident history professor, Neely. Tell us about the Blue 82. No, I'm just. Yeah, they would use absolutely huge bombs in Vietnam, like dropped from cargo planes to wipe out, forested areas so they could land helicopters in them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was gonna say, isn't the peaceful part of nuclear technology just a nuclear reactor to generate?
But that's dangerous.
But I mean, there's no warhead.
That's true.
Oh, I'm totally for it. That's just the argument against it.
Yeah.
Hey, I grew up near 3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania, and nothing went wrong with me.
You're from Pennsylvania?
You knew that. I grew up when I was before the age of 10. I lived in Pennsylvania, and then I moved to Maryland.
That's just a joke on these streams.
Oh.
Hey, here's a joke for you. Why should you never buy underwear from Ukraine?
Oh no!
I'm afraid to cause an international incident, so I'm not going to answer.
Chernobyl fallout.
Oh.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't get it, but anyway.
Because Chernobyl fallout.
Yeah, I don't. I
Yeah.
don't understand the pun you're making.
No, I got it.
Yeah, I'm there, unfortunately.
You can't unhear some things.
I mean, he was
technically
going to
you
go
can't
one or two
unhear
ways.
anything.
Someone had to mention Chernobyl.
Yeah. How many streams can we go without mentioning Chernobyl?
Speaking of, in a slightly different segue, has anybody seen the news that here in the UK, I think it was here in the UK, we sustained the longest fusion reaction from helium, basically a star's reaction here in the UK.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
And it was a positive.
Yeah.
First of all, we're in America. We don't listen to news from you guys.
No.
So it didn't happen.
You got to listen to NPR.
Second of all, yes, I did hear that, and that's awesome.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah.
I think it was what, 100.
I don't buy that. I don't like the way that Joe said that. He kind of sounded like he was talking to his 4-year-old son who got like a school report.
Yeah, exactly. And Neely says, yeah, I actually did hear about that. So, yeah, we hear about it.
Yeah, it produced 11 megawatts of power.
And it only took 5 megawatts of power to do it.
Correct. I just think
What?
How many milliseconds?
No, it was 5 whole seconds.
It was 5 whole
1.21 gigawatts.
What I thought was cool, that for those 5 seconds, that reactor became the hottest thing in the solar system.
And to think it was in the UK.
I know, right?
Well, you know,
Feel the heat.
the rest of the time, I'm the hottest thing in the solar system in the
God
UK.
damn it, you beat me to it, you piece
Oh,
of
I was just trying to make a Spice Girls joke. because I was like, the Spice Girls briquettes were announced this week too. So coincidence?
Oh, I've already upset Brickatect about that. He posted on Discord saying that he didn't want that. So I said, "Well, tell us what you want, what you really, really want."
And what did he reply?
He did reply with the gif of Homer walking backwards into a hedge. Yeah.
You got to post that one, Sam. You got to post it.
I don't know what to say to that.
Oh, by the way,
Neely has had a long-standing crush on Jerry. Yes, I know, Neely. I know.
I get confused when you say Neely. I keep thinking you mean Jacob.
I know, Jacob Neely. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Mick Messner, my best friend since since we were 10.
Yeah, Jerry Halliwell.
Back in the day. Oh,
Yeah.
holy smokerific.
Hold on. We have to. Okay, Sam, listen. This was before you were born. The Spice Girls was a band.
I think that the term they preferred was singing group.
Yes.
Did
Yes.
you make air quotes?
Yes, I did. I made air quotes.
Just checking.
Mm-hmm. Where their instrument was girl power, and they made music.
They were basically the kind of like female counterpart to Take That at the time.
You're talking to me, correct?
Yes, Mr. Sam, Mr. B.
Yeah,
yes.
I am aware of who the Spice Girls were. It's-
Were. Did you say were?
I'm an educated young kiddo.
Well, that just does not help your case at all there.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though?
Fair
It's
enough.
kind of funny, though, because Jerry obviously left the Spice Girls before they split up, and she had the most successful solo career. That's not really saying much, but it's true. And the same thing with Robbie Williams and Take That, you know? So basically,
I don't know who that is.
you don't know who Take That and Robbie Williams is?
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
I listen to rock music almost exclusively, so I don't.
But you know what the Spice Girls are.
Yeah, but that was back in the day before I had standards.
Well, so Take That were literally around the exact same time. Honestly, when Take That announced they were breaking up, they had to put a special suicide prevention hotline on because loads of fans were saying they were going to kill themselves. That's how bad it was. It was mental.
Wait, they broke up?
Yeah, they got back together, or at least I think 3 of them did.
Okay, Take That are an English pop group formed in Manchester in 1990. No, I never heard of them. Sorry.
Manchester?
Manchester? Isn't that how you pronounce it? It's not Manchester.
It's Manchester.
Is it?
Manchester.
Just
Yeah,
like Leicester.
Oh, God.
No, Leicester.
Leicester.
Everybody gets a Chester.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Shows.
It'll be there and to become one are, yep. look at fight me.
So what?
I would play a clip, but someone would tell me off for a copyright strike.
Mate, ain't any chance of that happening because I ain't getting up the top with any subscribers, so don't worry about that.
Did you get like a copyright flag last time when I played that one clip?
No?
Oh, okay.
Copyright strike.
I feel like you should know Robbie Williams, if not Take That, because surely you know Rock DJ.
Wait, what?
You surely know the song Rock DJ.
I don't.
Let me entertain you.
I might recognize it. I don't know.
Let me see if I. Wait a sec. Oh, there's a freaking ad on here.
So Jacob Neely, you were born in the early 2000s. So like when I was in college the first time. I don't know if that's a joke about how old I'm getting or nope. Maybe.
Me up all night.
What I liked about this was when the video came out, he's literally just stood in a circle dancing and taking his top off. And the girls around him are all on roller skates and they're just circling around him. And they're also taking their clothes off.
They're not taking their clothes off.
Yeah,
They're in skimpy outfits. Yeah, but he actually pulls his skin off.
Yeah, he does. He just goes.
Do you know why he did that video, by the way?
What are you guys into?
Yeah, I'm watching it now. They're not taking their clothes off. They are in skimpy outfits, but they're not taking their clothes off. Yeah, the reason why he did that video is because there's American paper said that he was fat.
Oh, so it was just to prove Americans wrong.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Where's the freaking fat, basically?
How many wars have been started with, let's prove the Americans wrong, and the Americans go, oh, let's see how far this will go.
I was going to say it's not too hard.
I don't know, because the Americans, like I said before, they've tried making up for being late to World War II by starting every war since.
I wish I could disagree.
Can we get a confirmation from the history teacher?
I feel at some point we're going to have Neely on here, literally to referee these discussions.
The thing is, I say this controversial stuff, right, taking a poke at the Americans, and all they do is agree with me.
Look, I'd say let's have him on today, but there are already 6 of us. It would be a cluster.
No, I'll say, Americans are just obsessed with their lawns and nukes, and everyone will nod at me. I say there was a gunship in a scene in the Revenge of the Sith, and the daggers are out, man.
Yeah, that gunship never happened, Grail.
Oh man, we almost had the end of this whole stream with, it wasn't a gunship! It's funny that Churchill and Roosevelt trolled each other.
I've just noticed at the end of that video, by the way, it has no Robbies were harmed in the making of this video.
Oh, the 90s.
Was it 90s? Holly Valance, Kiss Kiss.
Ooh, I thought that was noughties.
I think it might be noughties.
But that was weird because that was a remake of a Turkish song. I think it was, because I went to Turkey and they were playing the original.
I don't know why I just came to my head. I think it was a controversial video as well at the time, wasn't it?
Oh man, we're gonna get canceled. What is happening?
That's Robbie Williams. Let me entertain you.
Okay. So I'm not gonna.
I friggin' love that song.
Okay.
How can you dislike that song?
I'm not gonna say it's my fault for not. Wait, what am I trying to say?
You're channeling me now.
I will totally admit if it's my fault that I don't know something from pop music because I avoid pop music. But like there are some things that are super, super popular in England that nobody knows about here.
Oh yeah.
And vice versa.
When Robbie went like solo career, he tried basically sort of doing, I would say, like pop rock.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It was like rock light, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like U2.
Rock music for the masses, if you say.
U2.
Yeah, to an extent. I would say a bit more poppy than that, though.
Okay. All right. Again, poking fun at someone. Anyway.
Poking fun at someone? Why? Is someone here a U2 fan or something? Or?
Oh, no. No grown adult would still absolutely love everything that U2 comes out with. Neely. Anyway,
I will say I used to love you too when I was like 18, 19. And I
That's
was just
cute.
discovering the Joshua tree. So
oh no, what have I started? Anyway. I've never been a real big YouTube fan, but I saw them live once. I'm like, they put on a good show.
they pretty much invented the modern gig, in all fairness. They were the first ones, I think, to like have the big screens at like a rock concert and stuff, and have like the sort of displays and stuff as well. But I feel like they got usurped by Red Hot Chili Peppers a long time ago.
I've seen them live too, and they're pretty amazing. Not a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, but Flea can play bass.
Oh, okay. Now we have to get rid of you. If you don't like chilies, there's no place for you on this stream.
Okay, I will now do an impression of every single Red Hot Chili Pepper song. California, California, bass solo, California. Okay, done.
Right, can someone clip that? Just.
I mean, you know what? That sounded to me like the greatest Chili's like tribute band ever. I'm not hearing the problem there.
Now, if you want to talk about my favorite UK band, Muse is my favorite.
Oh, now okay, right. We can leave him in the stream now. He's redeemed himself now.
Probably the best show I've been to was Muse.
Muse are
Muse
great.
are fantastic.
And they're one of the bands where I can say I kind of knew them before they hit big here in the US. Like,
it took a while, didn't it, for them to break through in America?
It did. Their album Absolution was the one that hit big here.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And then I retroactively heard their earlier stuff and really liked it. So
they've also, I think, still got the title for the world's best cover. What was it?
Feeling Good.
Feeling Good. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I get, but I also feel, and you'll probably hate me for this, but I feel like Johnny Cash Hurt is a strong contender for best cover.
That is a good one. And I hate to bring this one up. Yes.
I hurt myself today.
I honestly feel Johnny Cash's version is better than 9 Inch Nails, and people will hate me for it, but there you go.
So one of my favorite covers ever, and this might sound controversial, but the Blue Monday cover by Orgy is probably my favorite cover.
My favorite cover is Joe for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I just found out my camera is too big for Instagram.
Wait, what? Too big?
I took some photos at a music performance last night, and I went to upload them to Instagram, and I didn't downsize it. I just kept it full pixels, and like Instagram.
Oh, so your file size is too big, basically.
Well, the sensor itself, yeah, because it's like 50 megapixels, and I try uploading it, and
when you say your camera is too big, I thought you meant like literally the size of your camera.
Oh yeah, it's the size of the sensor. Like it's literally too big.
Someone clip that.
What's that?
No one ever.
Oh, savage.
That's why we invite Sam on.
Oh, that was
Sorry,
brilliant.
Mr. B.
But when I was trying to put it up, and it was like trying to... when it was trying to downsample it, it just did a horrible job of. It just looks so noisy and pixelated, so I just had to in Photoshop manually do the long edge down to 1080.
Wow.
So, yeah,
You guys that was telling me that episode 2 and 3 you can't upgrade them, like they're in 1080 and you can't do anything about it.
Well, it's worse than 1080 is.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I remember it was because Spacetime mentioned it. I looked it up because I wasn't sure, and he was right. They were shot on cameras that are shot on a maximum of 1080, but because they wanted to do the widescreen in camera, they were basically only in 818 pixels.
Are you serious?
100%. So they could be upgraded in terms of like upscaling. But there is no sort of like higher resolution than that.
They would have to do like an AI scaling, or they would have to re-render the movie. The special effects could probably be upgraded, but anything that was like shot physically would be stuck at less than 1080.
Yeah,
and to think that they look as bad as they do anyway. Like,
yeah.
like this one scene where they're talking to Mace Windu, and then he turns and gets on some kind of ship. I couldn't even tell.
And
I had to pause it. I had to look at it, and I'm like, "Is that a gunship? Is that a goddamn gunship? I can't tell."
Hey kids, that's why we still shoot on film.
Oh dear, the gunship strikes again.
I'm crying.
Are you gonna buy the UCS gunship, Joe?
No.
It's from your favorite Star Wars movie?
No.
It doesn't exist.
It was at the Battle of Endor, right?
No. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go quick. We've lost Peter.
Oh, wow.
And next thing you know, Peter, you're gonna tell me that your favorite Star Wars movie is Attack of the Clones, right?
My favorite prequel is Attack of the Clones.
Attack of Clones is is the worst Star Wars movie of all time for me.
I don't know how you can say that when the sequel trilogy exists. I just don't understand it.
Again, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum or like say that you're absolutely wrong, but Craggle, you're absolutely wrong. And
and I think we touched on this last week. It just comes down to filmmaking.
Yeah.
Touched upon it. I feel like we devoted like an hour of our lives to it.
And the rest.
So I went to the hobby shop this week because I'm looking for a new hobby.
Do you need another one?
And
Yeah, what he said.
oh yeah, I guess you guys don't know. Oh.
What?
I sold all my Lego last week.
What? Why did you do that?
Oh, I needed a fresh start.
What do you mean by all of it?
I sold all of it except for the box that I'm sending to you and what I'm sending to Scott.
Wow.
Okay, I'm not here to question your sanity, but you okay, Peter?
This past week I've been happier than I've been in a long time. So
Good.
Yeah.
So I want to hear more. Tell me.
It kind of just it's funny because it's like Star Wars and Marvel helped lead to it. Because it just became an addiction of trying to collect all the figures and then realizing it's never going to end and the quality's just going down. It's like, why am I doing this? And
We're having fun.
right, yeah, and it wasn't fun anymore because I don't know, I wasn't getting any satisfaction out of building things that are like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I completely understand.
And it's like, and I want to dive into like full mock status, but it's like, I just need to take a break, and just hit the refresh.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I needed to get rid of those figures because it was just the driving force on to buying stuff I didn't want. You know.
No, that's
It's
amazing.
an easy trap in this hobby to fall into.
Right. Because I realized I had so much stuff here I did not even want. But you get more satisfaction, Joe, because you've designed that stuff, and it's like, and you control the limit on it.
Right, but let me. So this last week, I had a very similar thing. Hey, buddy. Hi. Do you want to say hi to everyone real quick?
Hi, Clark.
Hi.
How's
Hello.
Lion King?
Come on over and say hi. They want to know how Lion King was.
Lion King was great.
Can you tell everyone what you've been drawing a lot of recently?
Solar system.
Yeah, but the other thing.
Yeah.
Titanic.
Yep, the Titanic. Do you see Scott's making the Titanic right there? Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm just going to be a few more minutes, and then I'll come play with you, okay?
Is that the same Titanic as you?
It is, yes.
I got the same Titanic as you.
We're all having midlife crises, my boy. Okay, I'll come play with you in a few minutes, okay?
Do you know what? I feel like that was the nicest thing that Joe has said to Scott.
Okay.
I'm midlife. Oh.
Okay, come on, bud. I'll come down. You can take that
That's
with
the
you.
guy that has a Porsche in the garage.
Oh, just because. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be down in a few minutes. Okay, sorry about that. I mean,
Yeah, how dare you say hello to your son?
I know.
So
But-
once you include like all the Lego I've been selling the past few months, this midlife crisis netted me about $8,000. So
Yeah.
That's okay.
so that's why like I finally feel comfortable like taking a trip home and being able to do that.
Yeah.
I think I texted you when you told me, Spacem. I just said, like, I get it. You know, once the fun stops, stop. You know,
Mhm.
and you
Yeah.
said that you weren't having fun anymore. So
No, that's
It's
So-
been, I know for me, it's been kind of hard going from it being purely a hobby and then kind of into like a business. It's
Yeah.
still fun. I still enjoy it. It's just now a little different.
Right.
Like, I love designing and building things, but doing the instructions, I loathe it and have to force myself to do it because I hate
And
it.
then we got Sam Jones.
I had the opposite thing where I realized that like making the instructions was like a therapeutic thing for me. Like I had to make instructions. And so this last week, my Etsy shop was taken down for about 5 days. And
what did you do?
I messed up my tax stuff. And long story, very
you had to
frustrating.
enter. You had to enter your business.
Yep.
number.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the state of Utah is a bureaucratic nightmare of, you know what? Never mind. Let's not go there. My story went for a few days, and like you said, Peter, it was just all of a sudden I'm just like, why would I put it back up? What? Why? It's a source of stress for me sometimes. Like sometimes I want to do exactly what you did and just burn it all down.
And it's funny because the whole entire time I was doing it, I'm like, man, I want to keep these figures. Some of these are like worth over $100, and I'm like, if I just start choosing what to keep, it's gonna come back, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And the one thing I did keep was like 2 of the classic space themes from childhood.
Nice.
Because you know they look nice on the shelf, and it'll stay at that. But yeah, it was like it was like I had to get in my head. I'm like, you don't have the guts to sell all of this, and I'm like, you're a wimp. And I'm like, I bet you can't do it. And I'm like, I'll prove you wrong.
When you're when you're trying to prove yourself wrong to yourself, That's
Yeah.
always a good one.
So and I'll tell you the best part of the whole process was when I took it into Bricks and Minifigs, and it was just all sitting on their front counter as they're like tallying up what they want to offer me. A group of kids came in and were just exploded with excitement, like running up, looking at everything. And I'm like, this collection is going to make so many people happy,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like, and I said to the guys working at Bricks and Minifigs, I'm like, that never gets old, does it? Watching the kids come in and explode with excitement. So it's like, you know, I had like over 2,000 figures, and it's like, that's not going to go to one person. That's going to be like easily 1,000 different people are going to be buying from that collection. So
real quick question for you.
yeah.
I was going to ask you for your shipping address because I got this Imperial officer ready to ship to you.
Yeah. You might want to just hold on to that.
I'll have it.
Sure. Oh.
You can send it to me if you want to. It'll probably cost you more than the whole set is worth to get it to me, though.
Yep.
Well, you could get it to me, and
Uh-huh.
I could get it to him with the.
Look, I was going to give those to Peter because I wanted to bring Peter joy, not the rest of you chumps. Dude, that's awesome. Like, I know that was probably rough, but like,
I mean, you did it.
Yeah.
you did it. I mean, that's
And,
just really, yeah.
you know, I might get into the mock scene again in a couple months, but I just want to give myself some time
Take a break.
and just not fall into the trap of the figures, you know. Because it was like, you know, the figures are nice. They're better than collecting action figures, but it's just as expensive because, you know, they take up so little space and everything. Easier to display.
Hot
And
Wheels,
once again-
you know, you'll never get to the end of it. You know, I mean, you just can't catch up ever.
Right. Exactly.
And once again, you chumps make fun of me for not liking minifigs. Just kidding.
No, I just make fun of you because you're an easy target.
That's my boy. That's my boy Craggle right there.
But to get back to it, I was at the hobby shop yesterday, and I was just looking at, because I was like, I wanted to try to get into like building model ships from like Star Trek and such.
Nice.
And I was looking at airbrushes and just trying to learn everything I could there. So it's like, I don't know if I want to get into airbrushing or if I just want to stick with regular brushes. But
What was that noise then?
I don't know.
Was
No
that
idea.
I
Sam
wonder
getting
if it was
upset
Scott
because he
pretending
hasn't
to be a
talked?
race car.
Oh, I thought it was Sam getting upset because he hasn't been able to talk on his own live stream for the last hour.
No, I just go sit on the floor and wait for someone to notice I was gone.
You know, I saw you like put your hand up when they were talking about not enjoying doing instructions, and that, like, you know.
I'm there going, I'm with Joe. I like instructions now. That's why I offered to do yours.
But yeah, you offered. I'm yet to see anything now.
It's what I'm doing now.
I know.
Well, I mean,
I can press delete, you know. It's a really good key. I know it well.
I say that like I like doing instructions, but it also becomes like one of those things where by the time I'm finished, you know, making all the instructions for version 5 of the LUT instructions, I'm like, I hate this. Why did I create this thing? Every time I do a new version, it takes up so much of my life. Like,
Do you want to take a break and do mine?
Yeah, and then of course you have people then go into, when are the bricks coming?
yeah. Wait, what help do you need what do you need help with, Sam?
Well, I got my Falcon 9 to finish, the Tower Erector to finish. I've got a couple things. I got the Go Navigator and all that to do.
This is exactly why Peter said, screw it. And I don't disagree. So you're feeling better about it, though?
Yeah, I mean, I did have a weird dream this week where my Lego collection was talking to me and asking why I sold it.
Is that real? Did you make that up, or did that actually happen?
I'm not making that up. It was.
That is.
Or
You made the right decision, dude.
So,
That's concerning.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still a part of me that like misses it, but it's like for the most part, it's just been so relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think yeah, you need to get into take a break. I think you need to get into like building mocks if that's really what like.
Oh, I thought you were going to say get into therapy then.
For some of us, building mocks is therapy.
Those of us that are very sick.
So like taking my YouTube channel is like I kind of want to focus on trying to do some more video vlogs. I know that sounds redundant, but it's like I'm really excited about taking the drone to Pennsylvania and just being able to fly over my childhood home and everything.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, I think the other thing I want to get into, because it's like I already do a movie podcast with my friend from high school, but where we just have like very candid discussions on stuff we've been watching. But it's like I think on my channel, I want to get into doing some video essays and like actually writing out like an hour-long video, like analyzing why the Book of Boba Fett failed. Because it's like I've had all these nice discussions, and it's great to get everyone's input, but it's like I kind of just wanted to, I think I've always wanted to do a video essay. I always thought they looked like fun, so I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes.
Nice. So are you still gonna hang out with us though?
If you guys will have me.
I mean, if you're breaking up with us, I'd rather just know and like I can't have this maybe we're dating, maybe we're not dating sort of thing. I just need to.
We just want to know for sure.
He still wants to hang out with some of us.
This just sounds like the Lego Batman movie. Batman telling Joker, it's like, hey, I like to fight around.
No, man, that's
Speaking of what we've been watching, though, has anyone else watched Reacher on Amazon Video Prime?
I think Mr. Jones is, because he said it was awesome.
It was
It's
fantastic.
amazing.
really.
Absolutely,
I haven't had a
bloody
chance, but I
fantastic.
plan on watching it.
Me and the missus intended on spreading it out over at least like a week or two, and we only got as far as keeping it going for 2 days. So, very, very binge-worthy, fantastic. Having my only other previous experience of Jack Reacher being the second Tom Cruise movie. Like I knew people had told me about it, so I knew that wasn't a very accurate portrayal. But yeah, it was.
So I actually kind of liked that first movie. It was good. I thought it was pretty good.
I haven't seen the first one. I've seen the second one. And that was diabolically bad.
Okay, the first one I can say it's a guilty pleasure that I kind of like it, but it wasn't bad. At the very least, it wasn't bad. You should give it a try.
Nah, I've got Reach of the series now. I'm not going back.
Let's put it this way: the movies suck. The show is better.
Okay.
It's just such a more faithful recreation of the character.
Okay.
And that's always been the bugbear with the movies for me. Don't get me wrong, Tom Cruise has his moments.
We lost him.
What?
We lost Sam.
No, you haven't. I can hear it.
What are you doing? You've not lost me.
Oh, Maybe it was just me.
Actually, I forgot
How
what I was saying
rude.
now.
How rude.
He hasn't talked for like an hour and 30 minutes, and now you're cutting him off.
You're interrupting him.
He was
That was
frozen
part of
on
the
my
plan.
screen, and I couldn't hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom Cruise has his moments in the films where he does some things that are, sort of in line with the character, but honestly, the TV show, it's so much more faithful to the books.
Okay.
And in what is described, I mean, Reacher, the character himself, is meant to be, what is it, Craigle, like 6'5", 300 pounds? And is always described as being a big guy in every book. With Tom Cruise, you don't get that.
Yeah.
You barely get 6
The
foot.
series has made me want to get the books. I said that to Mrs. She went shopping and came back with the first book. So, I'm currently reading Kerry Clarkson Deadly Squat, but after that, I'm going on to The Killing Floor, which is what this series is based on, and I'm very looking forward to it. I mean, I think I told Spacetime and Sammy, I actually had the privilege to watch a early cut of the pilot last year, but I signed a non-disclosure agreement, so I couldn't tell anyone. And one of my friends, who's a massive Jack Reacher fan, has been like sending me trailers and publicity stills and run up and going, "Oh, what do you think of this?" I'm like, "Yeah." I can't say anything. But I was hooked after watching that pilot in that sort of like rough cut state. I was like, I need more of this.
It's absolutely outstanding. I cannot recommend it enough.
Same.
Then why do you keep recommending it?
Because I need to recommend it more. Watch it. Watch Reacher.
I'll do
And
it.
Amazon Prime.
Honestly,
if you want
I don't think it was a
yeah.
wise decision watching that and then watching Book of Boba Fett because the difference in quality was astronomical.
Okay.
Which is sad when you think about the budget that Disney has, as opposed to everyone else. I mean, it's just.
Well, have you seen the list of Oscar films? It's predominantly stuff owned by Disney. If it's not, Disney, Marvel, or stuff they own through some of the other companies, it's a minute amount. It's something like, I think, 75% of the content in the Oscars list is owned by Disney through some way, either directly or indirectly.
But I thought a lot of Netflix stuff was on there too.
I mean, I still think I can't believe how. Well, I can believe it, but I'm disappointed that Ghostbusters Afterlife wasn't nominated for Best Visual Effects, considering how much practical effects they used and how polished the CG was throughout the movie. But instead, both of the MCU movies were nominated. Of course they were, even though they continued the same tradition of MCU movies having massively inconsistent special effects.
Okay, guys, I gotta go, but
The natives are restless.
yes.
Joe, it's been a pleasure. I'll give you a few moments just to sell yourself, as always.
Hi.
Where's Mom?
I don't know. Where is Mom? You put me full screen, Justin.
Check the bathroom.
Yeah, my name is Joe Chambers. Go check out my stuff on Skylab Bricks, on Etsy, on Flickr. I'm on Facebook occasionally, but coming this week, I'm going to actually start promoting a bunch more stuff. So come check out my stuff. It has mostly to do with space and other weirdness. Yeah, so I'm going to go take care of my fatherly duties.
Joe, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.
All right. See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.
Oh, now it's uneven.
Oh no.
And then there were 5.
Has anyone else seen the horrible Jurassic World trailer?
What do you mean horrible? It
Seen
looks
parts of it.
It looks so bad. I can't wait to watch it.
What?
Why does it look bad?
Because these movies act like the modern military doesn't exist. Because it's like they're like, oh, how are we gonna get rid of all these dinosaurs? And it's like a 50 cal machine gun on the side of a helicopter would take care of all of these. You know, it's like I don't understand the real threat.
You know, I haven't seen any of those movies yet.
What, even like the original Jurassic Park?
No. I've seen those, the 3.
Jurassic World is fantastic. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom has moments, but overall it was massively disappointing, and it was perplexing to see them repeat the same mistakes as the Lost World. But the new one I thought looked like a lot of fun.
But it's gonna be fun, but it's horrible. It looks horrible.
How does it look horrible?
Because it's the threat of these dinosaurs don't make any sense. They act like they're being overrun when there was like 30 dinosaurs that ran out of that mansion, and now it's like they've exponentially grown in numbers.
Well, no, did you not see the end of the film was the point that there was also dinosaurs that were sold off to different groups, different governments around the world, different militant groups, and they also said that the technology is now out there now for them to make their own dinosaurs and stuff.
Okay.
That was the idea, was that now like the genie's out the bottle.
Oh, so people are just making dinosaurs and they're breaking out now? I don't know.
So you're upset with how they defend themselves against dinosaurs, but you're not upset that dinosaurs exist.
I don't know.
When you say it that way.
It just looks like it's going to be a horrible mess, which I think is going to be great. But
I'm starting to realize that Space-Time is a bit of a film snob.
Well, Neely agrees with him.
Well, we said a lot of things.
Well, I think Neely agrees with him about they can't defend themselves from the dinosaurs. Just get a helicopter with a gun.
I mean, it's different from like the original Jurassic Park. They were isolated on an island with no reinforcements. That makes sense. There's danger there.
I mean, have you not seen before where they've actually had an armed forces that have gone up against them and been destroyed? I mean, in Jurassic World, they had the soldiers that were taken out by the Indominus. There's also the Spinosaurus took down a plane in Jurassic Park 3.
Right, I'm just saying that seems ridiculous.
These dinosaurs are in civilian areas. It's harder to sort of get just go in there with a chain gun and just wipe out willy-nilly,
I don't know.
You could say that about any monster movie. You could say that about King Kong and stuff.
Oh, I know. I agree. It's the biggest flaw of those movies. They're treating these organic beasts as if they're armored tanks.
I've never seen King Kong for some reason.
Well,
You
any
should watch
version
the
of King
last
Kong?
episode.
Which one haven't you seen?
There's multiple King Kong movies.
Any of them. I've
Just
never
watch
seen
the
one.
Book of Boba Fett, and you will get the gist of King Kong.
That's a valid point. Yeah, that is
So
a valid point.
It was not the planes. It was Grogu that killed the beast.
Exactly.
Jacob, I saw you asking this on Discord, and I don't know what on earth you're on about, but I would say that if you have access to the internet, Google might be your friend.
I think those are the Dolby seats where the speakers built into the movie seats. But that's just me guessing.
Yeah, just Google it.
I was going to say that's not a thing here in the UK. We're not that fancy.
It just reminded me of I remember I worked with this girl and I had her on.
Are you
Facebook.
talking about Google or the seats?
And she used to use her Facebook status as basically a Google search bar, and would get upset if people didn't answer her what she was searching for. And I just said to her you can literally type the exact thing you do in your Facebook status into Google, and you'll have the answer within moments. And she went, "Oh, but that takes longer." I was like, "How does it take longer?" "Well, I'm on Facebook already." Wait, so you're arguing that the time it takes to open a new tab for Google and type it in there instead is longer than sitting there after using a Facebook status waiting for someone to give you the right answer?
Oh, they're the motion seats. So it'll bump your seat around.
Oh, like 4DX then, basically, is it?
Oh, see, we have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Motion perfectly synchronized with action on screen. Ultra comfortable.
How long does it take you to find that?
Oh, I mean, within 5 seconds.
And Jacob has been looking for the last 2 or 3 days.
I used Google.
It's more like we gotta go back to Ask Jeeves now, is it?
I was literally just thinking, I use Ask Jeeves.
So
to show my age again, you've got to remember Sense Around.
Oh,
and a movie came out called Earthquake, and they basically went to theaters and made a big deal about hiring structural engineers, and then they put these monster woofers in that could shake the theaters in time with the movie, supposedly. But anyway, it was a big failure.
Did the building fall down afterwards? Oh man!
So Jacob, that Google is free, but all future Google searches $5 to my Venmo, please. This high-speed internet ain't cheap. I'm gonna start a Google business. I literally Google things for people on Facebook.
So basically, it's like Google subletting.
You got the goods? Oh yeah, I got search engines. I got Bing. I got Alta Vista and Premium. I got
Bing.
Yeah, you got to pay for that Google Flash. Oh, the other thing, Book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the Pikes running spice through Tatooine? It seems out of the way. Like, are they harvesting from Tatooine, or are they? It didn't make any sense.
I think they were selling it to the residents because they were saying like not having spice on the planet will stop a lot of like problems because they were addicts and stuff. They were basically.
But
I think it was supposed to be like a drug pandemic. The funny thing is that in the UK there is actually a drug now that the street name is called Spice. So.
Okay, it just seems like it doesn't make sense because Tatooine is like so sparsely populated.
Yeah.
And they're just running a train between Mos Espa and Mos Eisley.
When apparently you can just fly in the boost starfighter there in 10 seconds.
Right.
It just makes no sense.
And then I'm like, well, maybe they're harvesting it from Tatooine. And then it's like, are we ripping off Dune now? Or
why did Mos Eisley and Mos Espa get so close together? Because even in Mandalorian Season 1, they talk about it being really far apart. But in this one, they're like next door neighbors.
Well, it did take Fennec forever to get there to kill all the bosses at the end.
Yeah, but then the mechanic, I forget her name, with Grogu got there like in 2 seconds.
Well, she had that droid that was like what do you call it? A rickshaw?
Like a rickshaw type thing. Yeah, but he was going like 2 miles per hour.
Oh no, that's faster than Fennec Shand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Yeah, but if he goes too fast, he starts smoking.
Yeah, also, why did Grogu rip the head off that droid and crash the rickshaw? Because he did, didn't he? He like ripped the head off using the Force and crashed the rickshaw, and I was like, wait, what? Why did that happen? I was thinking, he was going to do something like make the droid go faster, but no, he just took the head off it, the thing crashed, and they fell.
I think it's because it was meant to show that he's not completed his training. He doesn't know what he's doing yet, even though he's been taught how to
Basically,
do.
Grogu is a metaphor for the writers of the show.
There you go.
How does
somebody said that he's going to be the next Dark Lord because he didn't finish his training.
Yeah, he's going to train Kylo Ren. He's going to start the Knights of Ren.
I wonder if the only reason why they had him not train with Luke is so that they haven't got to explain that Grogu's dead in the sequel trilogy because Kylo Ren killed him.
I had the uproar.
I honestly think Disney's like, this thing has made us too much money. You're putting him back in the shows.
Probably.
Because I was like, I had the feeling that Filoni and Favreau were like, we're done with Grogu. That story's done. He's going to go off and train, and we're going on The Mandalore.
I swear someone before had said something, either Filoni or Favreau had said that Grogu's journey may be over, but the Mandalorians is just beginning.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I swear something like that was like, there's next chapter and what happens now. But like, yeah, I would 100% agree with you. I kind of feel like it's, Disney needs to sell more plushies, mean, isn't there also talk that they're going to do a Grogu animated series, kind of like they did, Lego did with Unikitty, where it's going to be like in its own continuity, and it's going to be like Grogu getting up to mischief or something?
Why not?
Really?
I swear I've read that somewhere.
Oh, and just because he ate that one frog in the season 1 of Mandalorian, that means every planet he goes to, he eats frogs.
He didn't even eat it. He spat it back out when the other kids went, ugh. So there you go.
Are you guys a fan of Boston Dynamics?
Oh, yeah, they made an appearance as well in the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, those are the robots, right?
Mm-hmm.
That took me out of the episode so much. I was like, but those are actual things we have on Earth. And they haven't even dressed them up to look like Star Wars. Why are they there?
Promotion.
I hated it.
Prove you can do it.
I mean, me and Spacetime talked about this on a private call. And we said, you just know that Disney are already thinking about how they can get product placement in Star Wars.
Yeah, because that's what they need.
I mean, they've got the thermal detonator Coca-Cola stuff in Galaxy's Edge. So,
and it's just the other thing. It's just the more mass-produced Star Wars becomes, the lazier the production's going to be. Because we've already seen it with the Vespa gang.
It doesn't even look like Star Wars. At a push, you could say it would fit on Coruscant.
And then that Mandalorian episode, he was in the meat locker from Rocky.
I quite like that, but I do see what you mean.
Yeah, I understand stuff like this has to exist in Star Wars, but like no attempt was made to make it look foreign or alien.
No, and apparently that was like a nod to the cancelled Star Wars 1313 video game, because there was some footage revealed of that of Boba Fett going through like an abattoir, and but that looked a bit more Star Warsy,
You know what's been showing up on my YouTube feed past couple of weeks is a lot of cinematics from the old Bounty Hunter game. I think it was just called Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, it's a great game.
And, I've never played it, so I've been watching some of the cinematics. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah. It's just so funny when like off products like a video game or like a graphic novel are better than the what's officially being released in the big time motion picture.
Yeah, I mean that one does kind of tie in with the graphic novel. Well, it was a comic run, but then it became a graphic novel, Jango Fett Open Seasons, which was cast into Legends by Disney, but Favreau kind of made it canon again, because in season 2 of Mandalorian, they say that Jango was a foundling, and in the Arabesh like code in the armor, it has references to Jasta, who was Jango's mentor in Jango Fett Open Seasons, and basically showed like his origin as a Mandalorian foundling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly really miss LucasArts games, because even if they were flawed, they always had an extra charm to them. They felt like they were made by fans, that cared.
Yeah, I have so many of them on Steam. I bought a couple years ago. They made a nice little bundle you could buy, and it's like I love the old Jedi Outcast game.
Oh yeah, that was great.
With Kyle.
I really want to play Episode 1 Racer again. I know that's on the Switch store. I really wish they would redo that with like updated graphics. Like keep the gameplay, just put like all new graphics on it.
So let me see. I got the original Battlefront 2 from 2005, classic.
Yes.
Empire at War.
Oh,
Dark Forces.
Dark Forces, classic.
Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2.
Yep, great.
Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith.
Yeah.
And I've only ever played Outcast and Jedi Academy.
Yeah, that was great.
So I need to go back for those. I got the Old Republic on here. Knights of the Old Republic. Did not get to play Knights of the Old Republic 2 yet.
You have Bounty Hunter on there?
I'm not seeing it. I got Republic Commando.
That was a good game.
Starfighter, that's what you were talking about, right?
Oh, Star Wars Starfighter was great. The second one, Jedi Starfighter, was good, but I wasn't keen on the fact that they introduced like force powers into it. Like I just like being a fighter pilot.
I got the Clone Wars Republic Heroes. I don't recall.
That was kind of later on, but yeah. Have you got Star Wars Demolition? That's a good one.
No. Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2 came in this. And then my all-time favorite is X-Wing Alliance from like 1997.
Yeah, good game.
That is my favorite.
I would also say Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace, one of the worst looking games graphically, but it had so much charm, particularly the Tatooine RPG segments.
Yes.
Was that a console only?
PlayStation, yeah, I think it was only. Also, Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, that was great fun. Episode 1 Racer, honestly, just so much fun that game was. And it had like these little funny cutscenes when the game was loading of the pit droids getting up to mischief. And when I see the pit droids in The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, it just brings a smile to kind of have that nostalgia for that game.
I'm trying to look. Star Wars Rebellion. I think that's like an RTS one. Oh, they have Episode 1 Pod Racer on here.
Yeah, that's a great game.
What the?
What's wrong? What troubles you, my love?
Instructions. I've moved a load of parts around because I didn't like the order of. I decided to change the order of when these parts were put in.
Okay.
To make sure you could do the paneling on the walls and all that without knocking other bits over. I've moved it all in the step editor, gone to the page designer, and the page designer is still exactly how I left it. It's not moved anything around. I'm there going, you do realize all of those pillars and everything are meant to be like 8 pages further back now. Can you update, please?
Need to like refresh or something, or
it should do it automatically.
have you tried turning it off and back on again?
That's my next step.
What are you doing instructions for?
For
Something.
You can say. I think we've said on one of these streams.
Fraggle's done a custom design of the Egon's dirt farm from Ghostbusters Afterlife. I foolishly, if one would say foolishly, said, "Oh, mate, that looks great. I'd like to build that. I'll do the instructions for you." And here we are.
We all make mistakes.
It sounds like I forced you into it. You like told me you wanted to do it.
I didn't say you forced me into it. I said I would do the instructions for you, and here I am.
Wow. Well, if you don't want to do it anymore.
I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it when it doesn't do stupid stuff like it's. See, that's better. Oh yes, bitch. Much better.
So, Scott, what are you doing with your car over there?
I'm taking it apart because I think this will be my donor for that darn Lucas who keeps coming up with good models. Did you see his McLaren?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to buy his stickers and instructions for that. And I thought this has more of the white and that kind of stuff. So I think this will be my donor.
Did you see the actual McLaren?
Yes, I've seen
Yes.
the actual McLaren.
Yes.
And of course, Rush.
Yeah.
That's a great film.
Russia's fantastic film.
It's
Is that about the conservative pundit, Rush Limbaugh?
no.
No. Okay.
Not quite. No.
Oh, Mecca, what are you doing, man? Another icon is currently being rendered. What, in the world? Like, what are you on about? Just freaking render it already.
Oh, did you not know Mecha can only do one thing at once?
Doesn't surprise me.
I've had issues with uploading models to Mecha before, and it just everything's rotated wrong.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I gave up. I'm like, it's not worth doing this.
It's so funny. You think it would be a straightforward thing until you realize how each of them defines their part orientation, and it's like, oh yeah, this can quickly become a disaster.
Yeah, when me and Craggle did our last project, I designed it in Studio. I was very happy with it. Sent it over to him. He imported it into Mecha, and the next thing he sent me was a picture. He goes, "What have you built, mate? This looks nothing like we discussed."
I wanted to do some animation with stuff in Blender and use Mecha as the third party to get into Blender.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping to put the pad in the whole thing. And I tried like one little rocket and it fought me, and I just
Mecha is a
gave up.
good resource, don't get me wrong. It can be frustrating at times though. But yeah, like it's great for adding custom printed stuff and then taking that into Blender. I've tried doing like prints just in Blender, and just I don't know, I've not had success with it. So it's just getting lots of different like programs, I guess, to work with each other.
You have the studio file, right, Sam? Mr. B?
For what?
What you were trying to put in the Blender?
I mean, this was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Because I'm pretty sure you can get that studio file in the Blender. It's just getting all the color information over. So that might be a better way for you to do it, is just to go directly from Studio to Blender, and then you just have to go in and define all your colors.
I know there was some plugin you could use, and I fiddled with it, but I couldn't get it to work.
Oh yeah, I saw someone posted it in one of the studio groups recently. I meant to download it and take a look at it.
But that was a long time ago and not really worth my time at this very moment.
What is Jacob trying to cancel me for?
What is he not trying to cancel
He
you
was
for?
trying to cancel you for 3 reasons, he said. His first
Only
2
3?
reasons were gunship scene. Second, you interrupted me.
Oh.
And the third reason was you didn't like the Jurassic World Dominion trailer.
That says Jurassic World Dominium, so I think that's like a rare earth element. I think that's like 115 on the periodic table. Oh, they're probably beyond that by now.
But then you Googled something for him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, don't cancel Space Time."
Oh yeah, because that was his free one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he said about Google something else, and I don't think you replied, so I think he said cancel you again.
Oh, which is better? Oh, put it on your tab.
Do you do tabs?
I mean,
I didn't know you were a browser.
If you like being interrupted by vibrations, go with D-Box. But standard, I think they'll just leave you alone.
There you go, Jacob. You heard it here first. That's what, $10 now?
Well, I didn't use Google for that one. That was just for my brain. So I feel like that should be a premium.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So this Googling business might end up being pretty profitable.
I was going to say I can hear the dollar signs already.
Ka-ching!
That's the sound my Etsy makes when I make a sale. I get the little cash register sound.
Yeah, it does that on my phone too, but it doesn't happen that often. So when it happens, they go, "What is that?"
See, I want that kind of physical experience at the grocery store, though, at Walmart again. I want a cash register going, ching. You know, everything's just so bland and like scan your card, type in your number, and get out of here. I'm like, I want an experience.
How millennial of you.
Funny thing, though, it's like there's millennials, and then there's the popular interpretation of what a millennial is. Because to me, like, I'm not technically a millennial, but people think of millennials, including myself, in all fairness, as being people born like around the millennium. But apparently, it's not. It's those born like from like the mid '80s to the mid '90s, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Who were of the age of the millennium turning.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense because all the complaints of millennials don't fit my generation.
Yeah.
They don't fit, like,
I think grouping generations in general doesn't make sense.
no, maybe
There's
not.
no clear start or stop. Everything just blends together. But so, Mr. B, are the Walmarts in your neck of the woods? Do they still have cashiers, or did the robots take over there too?
Well, specifically where I'm at, we still have cashiers. Probably up near Columbus, it's probably a lot more updated.
Yeah, we have robots here.
I'm in southern rural Ohio, so we're a little behind
What
the time.
cheeky shit is this?
What?
I've just seen Space-Time. Sorry, not Space. I've just seen the BrickKeeper's story about this stream. He's tagged everyone in there. Everyone in there is like aligned horizontally, and I'm just on the side diagonally like an afterthought.
Do you know why? Because you couldn't be more right. I thought I was about to press post, and I went, crap, I forgot Craggle.
Oh, you almost got me! You
How
bastard!
can you forget Craggle?
I asked myself that at the time. I was like, how could I forget him?
It just looks like something that's falling off.
He's gone.
Oh man.
I just like the inception of it.
That's it. It's story within a story within a story.
See, now you need to repost Scott's post of your story within a story of a story.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, that's a good shout. I can do that.
I'm so hurt right now.
I can't believe you've done this.
Let's make it some more Inception stuff.
It's outrageous. It's unfair to be on the stream and not be horizontal. Come on.
Do
You know what's really
want to be
weird about-
straight, or do you want to be different?
We've granted you the right to be on the stream, but however, we do not grant you the rank of horizontal.
You know what's weird about taking apart something Technic is that you really get to this point is how the hell did I put it together the first time?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, I never taken apart a huge Technic set. The closest thing I've ever taken apart was like Kylo Ren's shuttle, and I'm like, this is impossible. Of that whole mechanism that lifts up the arms.
Did you take apart the Titanic before you sold it?
No, like
Okay.
you get more money if it's in one piece.
Really?
Yeah, because they can quickly analyze it that all the pieces are there,
Oh.
and they don't.
What you should have done is you should have taken it apart, figured out how to build the outer shell of it with as few internal pieces as possible, sold them that, and said, oh yeah, by the way, I've got a bag of miscellaneous Lego pieces. How much did you give me for that?
Yeah, yep. Throw out in the bulk that I sold them.
Yep.
Scott, have you built one of his cars yet?
No, I got all the parts for the W11, and then he came out with the more detailed W12. And so I'm going to still make the W11 because that was Hamilton's 7th. And then, but I'll use the detail for the W12. But why?
When I built mine, I fought with it. Because I did the
You fought with it. Like
You did the Ferrari, right?
yeah, I did the 2004 Schumacher car.
Right.
And the under the floor of the car is one big plate with about 30 pins, and you just have to put it straight up onto the bottom. which was really, really hard to get to line up right. I just had to fight with it and squeeze things, and it was a lot harder, like physically demanding than I was expecting it to be, which is weird.
Well, Technic in general, if you have a lot of pins, can fight you.
Yeah.
I found with the Technic BMW that I fought with that thing a lot.
What is wrong with you? Why are you guys all fighting your Lego sets?
It started it, honestly.
Like, come on.
We don't pick the fight; they do.
It
You have to
started
beat it into
when I
submission.
opened up the box and there was 2 sheets of stickers. I said, "That's it. We've had it done."
Sam thought that his Lego set was eyeing up his missus, so he battered it.
Have you guys seen the new T-Rex breakout set?
Yeah, doesn't it look awful? I mean, come on. Why don't they just call the military in with a gunship and just kill the T-Rex?
I know. What's wrong with them?
Oh dear.
I'm trying to think. Do the Jeeps look funny? Because the domes are. I don't know. Are the domes really that high on those vehicles? The clear domes?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess I misremembered. I just remember that panel of glass that it broke through looked a lot flatter.
It wasn't meant to break as well.
I know, that was great. Scared the heck out of those kids.
Honestly, I really like the set, but I could have done without the brick-built T-Rex.
What if they would have thrown in a goat?
Yes.
Remember, they used the goat to attract it to get close to the fence.
Exactly. So there should be a goat in that scene.
And it'll greatly.
Would there be? Wouldn't the goat be eaten already?
Well, there'd be a leg of it on top of the car.
Yeah, that's the play feature, is you get to eat the goat.
I just don't get why they've done a brick-built T-Rex apart from this basically to inflate the piece count. Because the regular T-Rex one is meant to be in scale to the minifigures. A scaled-down version of the one that came in the Gate set.
I'm going to guess, because it's an 18-plus set, that people are going to want to build as much as they want to. Even though I know a lot of people like the way the molded T-Rex looks.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking that out and putting the molded T-Rex in there. But I am happy to finally be getting the Jurassic Park Ford Explorer. Because I love that vehicle and I've wanted that in Lego form for ages.
Now they just need a Jeep.
The Jeep would be cool. I mean, we got something similar to the Jeep last year. Technically, with the parts that they had, I think you can actually make a Jeep yourself out of it. They kind of did like a pickup truck version of it.
Yeah.
Take this one, you know. But you know what? I'm going to do a video on this, which means I probably won't do a video because I've got lots of video ideas which I haven't done. But I'm going to do a video about how this wave is disappointing because once again they've cheered us out of the Gallimimus Battle Pack.
Yeah.
We want a Gallimimus Battle Pack.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna head out. I need to go practice and do school things.
Hi, Mr. B. Well,
Hi, Mr. B. Good to see you
Hi,
again.
Mr. Frenchhorn.
Hi, Mr. B.
Anybody who gets to come on the stream gets a few moments in big screen mode
Oh,
to
boy.
hopefully not be interrupted by small children.
There are no small children here.
To say things about themselves. Oh, well, there you go. There it is.
Cool.
Crack
So,
on.
I've got my Patreon page at Zero Gravity Bricks to build the launch pad for this ridiculous thing. Go check it out. And Instagram, Facebook, all under the same name. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. B, for coming
Good to
on.
see
We will
you.
see you again next time.
Bye.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
On that note, we have been going for 2 hours 19 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up at 2 hours 30 as normal.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so.
It is so, unfortunately.
Say it ain't so.
And I'm going to make it so.
We haven't had a big fawn out yet, though.
I can think of something controversial quick.
Well, go on then.
I lost my train of thought.
Just one big disappointment with you, isn't it?
Oh,
That's what I do.
cockamamie twits.
Excuse me.
There's nothing more depressing than when studio crashes in the background whilst you're in the instruction maker and then goes, oh, yeah, there goes an hour's worth of work.
Right. You didn't save. Save often.
Save early and save often.
I
Now
cannot
I know why
remember.
it didn't re-render those steps when I made those changes.
Because you hadn't saved it.
No, because it had crashed in the background.
Ah.
Oh no.
So wait, are you kicking us out, or do I need to come up with something controversial?
Ryan.
I don't know what Jacob's talking about. Star Trek is better than Star Wars, so there's nothing controversial about that.
You're gonna make Craggle disappear in a sec.
He's just stating facts.
Huh? Sorry, I wasn't listening. Sorry, what we say?
Jacob said Star Trek is better than Star Wars, and I'm like, there's nothing controversial about that. He's just stating facts.
That's just like your opinion, man.
And it just happens to be the correct one.
I don't know. I feel like you've lost all integrity to your opinion when you sold your Lego collection.
When what?
When you sold your Lego collection.
Oh yeah.
Right, Jacob, you coming in with that kind of attitude?
Oh.
Don't have negativity around there, all right?
Oh my word!
I mean, Stargate is definitely better than Star Wars at this point.
You're not wrong there, Space Time.
You got a Star Trek, Stargate, Star Wars.
I really want to insult space time now, but
This is the order of things.
This is the way.
that was another thing I was really disappointed with. The fact that Mando was so desperate for their approval. When I felt like his whole arc over the course of season 2 was realizing there's more than just one way to be a Mandalorian. Like, or more than one way than being like, because he met Bo-Katan and the Night Owls, who were Mandalorians, but they didn't go by the way of the Children of the Watch, which he was brought up with. He met Ahsoka, who's kind of not a Jedi, but also a light Force user, which because she's not following the dogmatic approach of what is expected. Then he also met Boba Fett, who's kind of like a Mandalorian by proxy, and the result of that journey was him then taking his helmet off in front of people, and then Grogu touch his face, and then we cut back to him now in this season with his standalone episode, and he's like, "Oh, how can I possibly redeem myself?" I'm like,
Right.
They're taking the page out of the Cobra Kai playbook. You got to reset every season.
Yeah. As much as I love Cobra Kai, I do agree with that sentiment to an extent. Particularly with the last season.
I've only watched the first episode, and we haven't really been drawn back to it.
Oh, it definitely ends on a high. I think it has one of the strongest endings, but
Because they're supposed to be doing one more season, right?
no, I think they said they want to go for 9. I think.
Make it stop.
I just don't think Spacetime likes anything, does he?
Everything's been such a disappointment.
Oh dear. 9 seems a bit excessive. 5, I thought, was the original target.
Are they going to start
I mean, you might be confused because I said before that I feel that most series should end around season 5 because after that it starts to go downhill. I mean, you look at 24. 24 peaked with season 5. Yes, there was good moments afterwards, but it was never up to that standard. I would say the
5 was
Scrubs,
like a really good season.
there's very few series that I feel like that actually, maintain a level of quality after series 5. I mean, Supernatural, in case in point, the showrunner planned out like it to have 5 seasons with a beginning, middle, and end, and then when he left, they just kept going for another 15 years. Just
When does Jack Bauer use the bathroom?
you don't always see him, so. But in all fairness, in season 3, at his request, they filmed a scene where he basically walks from. They cut back to him, and he walks from behind a dumpster doing his fly up, and that was the idea to sort of like demonstrate that.
What about crude?
Well, again, in season 1, I feel like they actually address these issues because in season 1, you see people grabbing food like at their desk. When Jack goes back to CTU, the first thing they do is give him a meal, and he's there like eating it like really hungry and stuff. People are drinking coffee to stay up. But after series 1, they were like, who cares about that?
What season is it that Powers Booth becomes president?
Oh, that was series 6.
I'm still talking. We always quoted that one a lot.
Yeah, series 6 was a big disappointment. Again, it had its moments, but
Which one was 6?
6 was the one where he comes back from China, and they tell him, "Oh, we haven't rescued you. We've brought you back so you could be killed."
Yeah. That was the one with like the first few episodes. They had that mini suitcase nuke, didn't they, in LA that went off?
Well, later on they did. Yeah, they started off on quite a strong thing where they downscaled it. So like there was one like terrorist group who were doing like smaller, like suicide bombers and stuff, and then they went and did every single plot from the previous 5 years, including the suitcase nuke. Yeah, it wasn't great.
I mean, Community was perfect. It has 6 seasons and a movie.
Not watched it.
It's not
I mean,
been on my
even
watch list.
Stargate, I feel like Stargate went on for far too long.
I would have been happy with ending it at like season 8.
Season 8, yeah. But
Season
even
8 was
then,
like-
you've got to admit that around 5 is when it started, the behind-the-scenes stuff started impacting the show. You had the whole thing with, Michael Shanks falling out with Richard Dean Anderson and leaving the show, and then coming back. And then Richard Dean Anderson not wanting to go to Vancouver to film, so his role being cut back. And then there was a crossovers with Atlantis, which didn't make sense if you watched just SG1. Don't get me wrong, it was still good, but, the downward decline had already started, I feel.
Yes, yeah. So in good news, I've opened Studio back up, and I've actually in reality lost about 2 minutes worth of work.
Oh, good.
Hey.
It had saved more than I thought it had.
That's good.
So
They have
I
a
am quite
Grogu-
happy.
They have a Grogu Valentine's Funko Pop.
Oh, they have loads of Star Wars Valentine's Funko Pops.
That's why they brought him back.
So we are approaching that time with a minute and a half to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start giving people the stage to close out. Now, who shall I pick him?
Well, since you forgot him, I think you need to start with Mr. Craggle.
You always start with
I'm going to
me.
start with Scott.
The actor.
I think that's fair.
Okay, here I'll put my.
Go on, Mr. Bowman. The floor is yours.
Sure. Hey, everybody. Idea Brickworks on Facebook, Etsy. I hear I'm on Instagram, but who knows?
He is. He is.
He is. Okay. Yes, I have a new kit coming out hopefully soon. Will be available on Etsy. It's the racing cart. And no, you don't get Stig. Sorry. That was hard to get, by the way, to make a Stig. That took a long time to get those parts. Anyway, and I still am working on the orbiter, and hopefully I'll have it out as soon. But speaking of daunting instructions, that one's this side of daunting when you're basically making instructions for 6 orbiters, right? So with that, great.
Cool. Thank you very much, Scott. Professor Spacetime.
Hello.
Tell us about yourself.
Find me on YouTube at Professor Spacetime or Instagram. And yeah, we'll see what happens next.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it, especially if you do more drone videos like that, because that was cool.
Yeah. And I linked it to a playlist, and you should have been able to see my previous drone videos I've done through Idaho.
I will certainly check that out later on.
Yeah, there's about 9 of them. So
Sweet.
my favorite one is at the sand dunes. So.
Okay, cool. I will check those out in a bit. Cut the Craggle.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Your turn.
I'm Woody.
Well, I haven't put a video up for about 2 weeks. I meant to do one today, but I've been battling a migraine most of the week, so that's why there's been new content. But again, there's lots of stuff in the pipeline, lots of things nearing or progressing, I should say, towards completion. In fact, also, I have now put in the order for the printed pieces for some custom Ghostbusters Afterlife minifigures. So you'll be able to buy physical versions of some of the minifigures from my Ghostbusters Afterlife custom videos. And as we mentioned earlier, Sam is also working on the instructions for the dirt farm, so you'll be able to get those and build your own version of that set in reality soon. And also, video-wise, I'm currently working on a new custom minifigure series video, which should be up hopefully this time next week.
Awesome.
Cool.
And oh yeah, we're going to do another members-only live stream tomorrow, where Mrs. Craggle is going to continue her build of a big blue box thing. So if you're not already, you can become a member for the low price of 99 pence or 99 cents US, and come join us tomorrow.
Do you know what? I'll be there.
Me
Also,
too.
you know what's funny is I just said that and I realized I hadn't even run it by Mrs. Craggle yet, and she's just looking at me going, "Are we?"
Are we? Surprise!
Who else but Craggle?
But now, Sam, tell us about yourself.
About me? There's not much to know. I'm working on Kyle's dirt farm instructions, so hopefully I'll have those out in the next couple of weeks, providing Studio doesn't give me any more issues. No hopes on that one. Check out my Etsy store where you can get instructions for Black Arrow, Stargate, and your very own blue box if you want it. I've also got a BrickKeeper Instagram account now, where there'll be more pictures of things like this, or the Stargate, or whatever else I'm building or breaking at the time. So yeah, check it out. The link's in the description, I think. Who knows? I might have updated it, I might not have. But yeah, check it out and see you there. And on that note, I think we will wrap it up there and say goodbye, gents.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen.
Blah blah, auf Wiedersehen.
We will see you all next time on the next Unfiltered stream, which will hopefully be next Saturday. So,
Woo!
bye everybody. Thank you for joining us. Jacob Neely, Lady Sam, Mrs. Craggle, Neely or MC Messiner, Click and Cliff was around as well at the beginning, so thank you very much. And we will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.